Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals today in the Champions League. Normally I do the Premier League, but today it's the Champions League, and we're looking at Manchester City against Copenhagen. Now, there's a couple of things here. If you're new to my channel, I'm generally under a copyright strike, which I am now, for saying some inside source of some Premier League team that I shouldn't be saying, but that's what's going on. Or overplaying a clip, which I quite often do. Today we'll look at Copenhagen. Apparently haven't played a game for 6 weeks, so it's one of these situations where they're going to come in either completely and utterly flat, or they're going to have, a lot of energy about them. Now, what we're looking at here, I want you to pay attention to where the ball is. It's right over here, and this guy shouldn't be marked. Okay, there's absolutely no need for it. And the reason you don't bother to mark him is because, as the left back here, when this ball is travelling in the air, that gives you all the time in the world to run over here and challenge him. Now, you don't want to challenge him straight on his first touch, because if he gets a good first touch on it, he can put it straight behind you and you look like a muppet. Okay, so you've got to be very careful what you're doing. What you really want to do is get to a point where you are close enough after he's received his first touch, or then to challenge him. But if you're a real quick defender, you can actually get there before the ball or at the same time and challenge him on his first touch. So there's your options. You want to get straight out to him and close him down. Right, so let's have a look at what happens. So as we can see, the ball's been pinged out to this chappy here, but I want to show you a little bit of his run. Let's see if I can. Here we go. Watch how slowly he's jogging here. Do you see how slowly? You think he's sprinting, but he's not. He's slowly getting out there. It's okay, but it's not quite good enough. But now what's happened is this. The whole thing that Manchester City try to do with their 1, 2, 3 up front is have one wide, pull out the left back or the right back, create this half space, and have the runner go into it, feed the runner, deliver across the box. That is it. It is that simple. That's all they're looking to do. They do it day in, day out, week in, week out. Now, if you look at the structure of Copenhagen in their little 4 there, it's quite solid, but this guy's not doing his job. He needs to be tucking in straight away and covering that space, knowing that this is what Man City do all of the time. And he isn't aware to it, and he's not paying attention. Now, in the old 4-4-2 days, everyone knew that you didn't have defensive midfielders, you had a midfielder. And as soon as the left back and right back go, the centre midfielder comes in and covers, because you do not want your centre backs pulling out of the middle and covering this space, because, well, you need them in the centre for when the cross comes in. You need them there. You cannot afford them to get pulled out of shape. So as you can see, that space is opening. If you're new to the channel, you've been here for a little while, you know exactly what I'm going to say about this guy having his hand out. Now, even professional football, the minute someone tells somebody what to do, within about 5 to 15 seconds, someone else is about to score on them. So now you can see the only thing that Phil Foden's got to do is get the ball into the channel there and let Kevin De Bruyne do his thing. Now, because this defender was just a little bit too slow, he can't really get there in time. De Bruyne is already in behind, but there's no way he's scoring from this angle. It's just too wide. He's too far out. The keeper's in a good spot. The 2 central defenders are there. But Kevin De Bruyne is world class, and he picks his spot and he makes everybody look stupid. That's a great strike from a world class player, and he does it exactly on the 10-minute mark as well. This Copenhagen goal comes from, obviously there's a bit of pressure here on the goalkeeper. He's running him down. Genuinely though, for Ederson, it's not really an issue, is it? He doesn't have a problem with stuff like this, but today he gets it all wrong. When this ball goes back into right here, he takes a weird sort of step back. Let's see if I can show you that, because I'm trying not to play as much of this as I can, because I'm getting in too much trouble. Watch 1, 2, 3. That's not what I want to show you. I'm just going to wait for a second. When this ball comes down to him, normally as a goalkeeper, he wants to take a touch and then play it. He very rarely wants to hit a ball first time. And I'm telling you, when this ball's coming back here, it doesn't have enough pace on it. You can see it slowing down, right? You see it slowing down, right? And he's trying to, put his feet back instead of coming towards it. But as he's looked up here, he's seen this, and he's trying to play the ball to Nathan Ake out here, dosh, with no problem. And he gets it all wrong. He hits the ball, scuffs it, and now he's in all sorts of problems. From here, though, guys, having a bit of a shot. I don't know if it's the best option. I think he can take it round him here, because the guy's looking for the block. I think you're faking the shot, dipping the shoulder, cutting in on the outside of your foot, and you're driving a little bit further, and you're trying to go here. He's just smashing it at this guy, hoping for something. What? He just smashes it, hoping for something. No real clear intent of where he wants to put the ball. His head's just down, and he's just hitting it as hard as he can. Thankfully, though, he's got one of his teammates running onto this ball. He's coming in just from the blind side here, as you can see. Here he comes, running onto it, and honestly, this is a quality finish. He's having a little look, and he's finding a spot. I think, honestly, Ederson, as good as he is, he could probably still save this, because he's a good enough goalkeeper. When this ball comes in, bosh, straight into the corner. Ederson, Yeah, he hasn't done himself in glory in the touch, but maybe it's a little bit too powerful for him. I'd have to see it from behind, and I don't really have that angle, but I just expect him better than that because, in my opinion, he's one of the top goalkeepers in the world. I want you to watch this again. It's a similar situation than before, but they're changing it just up ever so slightly. So we've got the player out wide here, right? We're going to call it him 1. We've got 2 as a striker here. We've got 3 trying to stretch him out here. Right, but we've also got 4, which is the extra runner. It was De Bruyne last time. But we've also got Phil Foden, who snuck in here as 5. 2 midfielders have now pushed on, which they can often do because they've got Rodri. And what they do, if you've seen where they invert, they're calling it inverting the left and right back, where Ake basically comes in as another midfielder. They're able to do the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to push so many more players forward. Right, so when this ball's coming in here, you can see now this guy's cutting off the half space. He's doing his job. But what's happened is the centre-back's now being pulled completely out. Now, this guy here should be yelling and screaming at him because he's got 2 people floating in behind him here. Because they've got caught out with that half space and they know it, now they're both overreacting to it. Both these players are overreacting to that problem. So when the ball comes out wide here, Bonflet, they're covering that space. That gap's not on, but this guy's gone too far over. You can see the space is now, it's moved over. So instead of it being out wide here, bump, 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 now it's here, bump, bump, bump. Do you see the difference? And you go, oh, but it's not that much space, Cash. Yes, it is. When you're running drills and you're talking about the difference between 9.5 feet and 10 feet, that is a world of space. Especially when these play the world-class pace that these guys play at and the way that they pass a ball. So now, when he distributes the ball in, Bosch eventually, after a little bit of a look, to see him again, it's his mate. And this is what's annoying me as well. This guy he's looking at him. He's been watching him the whole time. He could have tucked in and done this guy's job. I know this guy's made a mistake, but he could have also filled for him and he could have called him back. Awful. Little poke through, bonk. Now he's in a world of trouble. Same position as Kevin De Bruyne was in, on the same side. Gets a little poke and gets himself a goal. Okay, so here we are for the last goal, and it's exactly the same. It's like, I know an awful lot about Manchester City, and there's reasons why. So, again, Foden's going to play the ball. Look at the run from De Bruyne, straight into the half space. This guy's been isolated again. He's nowhere to be seen, and it's the exact same MO. Here's the difference this time, though. This is what they're really playing for, and what they're really trying to do. When that ball comes in, Kevin De Bruyne is looking to cut the ball back. That's what he's looking to do. He's never really looking to try to shoot from there, because I'll tell you why, it's outside the funnel. So the funnel would be that. Okay, can you see that you're wide of the funnel? And that's the places where you score the goals. Actually, it's a bit wrong. It's right there. This is the place you don't score the goals. This is the place you do score the goals. So you're always trying to pull it back and score. Now watch the keeper's reaction to this, because he knows they've been training for this. They know exactly that run. They know exactly that's what they're trying to do. And watch what ends up happening here. Ball goes across. Bosch, Kevin De Bruyne plays the ball. And I think little Foden, who played it to him, carried on his inside run, gets the ball back. Everyone's been pulled out of position, and he just gets an easy tap in. Bosch. Now, there's a couple of things here. 2-1, they're in with a chance. Not a big one, but a 3-1, they're done, dead and buried. And look at all the players that got sucked over by the run, didn't cover the ground properly, and the keeper's reaction is a pro. Watch as he's getting up. He screams at these defenders. You know it, look, you know it. You know exactly what you've done wrong, because it's the same thing they've done wrong on every single one of their goals. But there we go. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.